Centuries of history gone in seconds. Cultural sites badly damaged. The South Asia earthquake took much from Nepal. As CCTV's Shweta Bajaj reports, now its people are struggling to bring back their heritage.
Young boys and girls trying to recover whatever is left of the Darbar Square. Most of the monuments, temples, buildings of cultural importance are damaged. For people of Nepal, it's a part of their life taken. Shweta, director of the City Museum, is a fourth-generation photographer. The museum was set up with an aim of documenting Nepal's heritage. Most of it now gone.
Pretty much all the heritage sites in Kathmandu Valley are severely damaged, Bauddha maybe being the least of which. But there's also a lot of heritage sites outside of the valley that have been damaged, and I think slowly we'll get a sense of what that damage has been like in other palaces, in other monuments, in other sites outside Kathmandu.
Kathmandu Valley is like a museum. It has 7 UNESCO heritage sites, the largest number for one single city. And even as its government struggles to get back its people on their feet, it will also have to pay attention on getting back its history. Among the many landmarks destroyed is the 9-story Darara Tower. Built in 1832, the tower was where a lot of Nepalese spent Saturday afternoons. That Saturday, at least 60 people lost their lives under it. The Darbar Square is heavily damaged too. Built between 12th and 18th century, it's where a number of festivals in Nepal are held. It was known as the Open Museum of Nepal's architecture and culture. The ancient city of Bhaktapur was once the capital of Nepal. Most of the 12th century treasures in this town has either fallen or has been damaged. The entire city will have to be rebuilt. Christian Manhart is the head of UNESCO in Nepal. He says it's a massive loss to not just Nepal, but the world.
Losing the material expression of this living culture, for them it's a dramatic loss, and therefore we are also at risk of losing the intangible heritage of these people. And then of course it's a loss for the entire humankind because it's a unique heritage. We have nowhere on the world something similar.
UNESCO has been asked by the Nepalese government to assess the loss, which is not just in Kathmandu, but sites around the country. 10% of Nepal's GDP comes from tourism, and a large part of it through these monuments. Back in his studio, Kashish is making an action plan with other organizations to start rebuilding the sites. He is optimistic.
These earthquakes have always been a part of Kathmandu Valley or Nepal because of the seismological zone we live in. And we have this culture of the living heritage, where these families that have built these monuments, these heritage sites, for generations they've been rebuilding it. So the hope now is, despite the traumatic damage that we see, building it back may not be as challenging over time.
The tiled roofs and temples were what made Nepal. The architectural marvels that these sites were will take a long time to get back to its original glory. Shweta Bajaj, CCTV, Kathmandu, Nepal.